All right, everyone stand up and clap their hands. Come on. All right. Thank you very much, Rob. You guys can all sit down. Thanks for waking up a little bit. I know it's early, and what was he thinking? Putting a musician on first thing in the morning? What was his logic in that? Well, because we stayed up all night, right? So, just kidding. Anyway, welcome to the Canada Marketing Summit, and I'm really excited to be here, and I can tell right now that every person that's here, you are here for a reason, and you are in the right place, because these events is where magic happens. And so, please forgive the kind of pretentious name, marketing rock star, but in reality, what I want to teach you is how to further your business by doing some very, very critical things that can really help you to be a rock star in your business, but more than that, to help your clients to actually be the rock star. And I'll get more into that in a second. So first of all, what am I going to do here with you this morning? This is my promise to you. I'm going to teach you a few things. First of all, I'm going to teach you A to Z how to get paying clients tomorrow, if that's in fact what you need to do for your business. I'm also going to show you how to become an integrated marketing authority. And I'm going to show you exactly how I do it and how you can add about $5,000 to $25,000 a month easily to your business by just doing a couple of simple things. And at the end of this talk, you'll know exactly how to do that. I'm also going to show you how to use leverage to get a $125 very cool client report for $5. I'm going to show you how to get, and I'll put an asterisk beside this, how to get $5,000 in free money from the Canadian government. The key is you have to be Canadian. So for those people that aren't Canadian, sorry, you'll just have to sit through that part. But if you have any Canadian friends or businesses, you could be a hero by introducing this program to them. So that's also what I'm going to show you. Then I'm going to show you the 4 common components of a billion-dollar business. Would anybody like to see that? Yes. And what else? I'm going to show you how to build a complete online business in 4 minutes or less. Now, I know that sounds unbelievable, but it's true. And I'm going to introduce you to something that you probably haven't seen before. And if you have, you are definitely on the insider. You have the backstage pass already. So I'm going to show you how to build a complete online business in 4 minutes or less. And I'm going to tell you some fun rock and roll stories. Would you like that? Some stories from the tour bus. And of course, I don't have anything to sell because I'm a musician. And one of the reasons I'm here first thing is because tomorrow I actually have to leave. I'm going on tour tomorrow, so I won't be here for the rest of the weekend. So this is the only day I'll get to hang out with you, but I will be here for the majority of the day and even into the evening for the festivities. So I have nothing to sell, but I will make you an offer. So is that fair enough? Great. So let's just review. Today you'll take away how to add 5 to 25 grand to your business. I'll show you where to find high-paying clients. I'm going to show you how to build a turnkey online business in 4 minutes or less. I'm going to show you how to offer that same business to other people, and you can make a good commission or big dollars by doing that. I'm going to show you the 4 critical elements of a billion-dollar business and the opportunity to receive $5,000, up to $5,000 in free money from the Canadian government. And once again, professional entertainer. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I'll give you some of my background. And for about 17 years, I toured around the world with a guy named Randy Bachman. So we listened to Taking Care of Business. I played that song hundreds of thousands of times. And it was a lot of fun. And one of the things that I like to do is I like to compare playing in a rock band to having a business. And in this particular instance, a marketing business, because it's very much a team sport, as playing in a band is. And so I'm going to draw a few analogies and tell a few stories that kind of link those thoughts together. So my background is being a musician, but don't give up your night job. The problem with being a professional musician is that the money kind of goes like this. Unless you have a big hit record, and even if you do, specifically now with digital downloading and whatnot, a musician can't necessarily make a full-time living unless they do three things. Unless they publish and license their music to movies, film, and television, unless they tour and do live concerts, or they sell records. And we probably know that records don't sell a whole lot these days. I mean, you can do some purchasing from iTunes, but I know that my daughters have probably, as much as I hate to admit it, probably never bought a CD in their life. They do the LimeWire thing, they download music. How many are guilty of that? None of us in here, we're all professional marketers. We do things legally. So what I wanted to do as a musician was augment my income. And I'm going to tell you a few stories about that. I managed to release 4 CDs nationally here in Canada, and you can find those on iTunes. And I just recently came back from Israel. I did this wonderful video on top of Masada, and you can see that Masada is in Israel. It overlooks the Dead Sea, and it was just a wonderful experience. It was 108 degrees. I was wearing black jeans up there, and it was kind of hot, but having the lifestyle to travel and to do things whenever you want to do them is the reason that I got into having a business where I could work from anywhere in the world. And I think that's one of the reasons that we're all here together, is because we probably share that common interest. Am I right? So I'm not going to show this to impress you, but to impress upon you. No, I'm going to show it to impress you. Hate it when guys say that. I'm going to impress upon you. No, they want to impress you. There's me with Don Felder from the Eagles. That was one of my favorite nights. I actually got to play with some of the guys from the Eagles. And let's see, up at the top, that's me with Randy Bachman doing Every Song Tells a Story. The picture in the middle is when we played for Neil Young for his inauguration, when he got the Order of Canada. You'll see him wearing that medal around his neck. That was a real highlight because Neil sits up in the Queen's box and he watches as you guys play. And so we did a song of Neil's called The Loner. And so we got to spend the whole weekend hanging out with Neil Young. And I'll tell you another story about him. We did a few concerts with him later, and that's for a different story. And my favorite picture down at the bottom is me with Ringo. So anybody in here met a Beatle? A few people? Well, there's one thing that we found out. As soon as you meet Ringo, the handlers will come up and tell you you can never stand behind Ringo. You always have to be in his peripheral vision. You can never stand behind him. It might have something to do with the whole John Lennon issue, but that was one of the things that they tell you. So these are some of the types of stages I got a chance to play on. And this is in Manchester, Tennessee. And this was a classic rock festival just filled with a whole bunch of classic rock performers. And I got to travel and play with the Doobie Brothers and Alice Cooper and Three Dog Night and all of these different bands that I grew up listening to that I thought were so great. And somebody snapped this picture because my face is on the Jumbotron. I don't think you can see it from this screen, but that's kind of why I keep it around. It's kind of fun. Let's see, where is that? This is Kid Rock, Pamela Anderson, and I'll tell you some of those stories in a minute. Anyway, you've been on my website, you've seen some of those. You have to be a member, though, to see some of the good pictures because I don't let my kids see those. So, I was fortunate enough to live this kind of parallel life. Just before I joined the Randy Bachman Band, I had been a graphic artist, and I ended up getting a job right here in Vancouver for the Vancouver Sun and the Province newspaper as a cartoonist. And I drew illustrations and caricature cartoons for the province. And so in 1988, they did something really cool. They brought in a Macintosh computer, and they put it on the newsroom desk. And everybody there went, they didn't want it. They're all union shop people. They did not want a computer in that newsroom. But because I was a musician and keyboard player, I had a DX7 and an Atari ST computer. I don't know if you remember those. And I said, I'll take that. And immediately I took that Macintosh computer and I adopted it as my own. And the first program that we had was called Adobe.